Everyone, so this is a how-to video on how to complete probably one of the hardest, I think it's called Gamble and Gambit. Sorry, it's been a while since I've played this game, and I was initially supposed to upload this way sooner, but wasn't able to. So pretty much the strat that you want to do for this minigame is doing a lot of DPS towards the boss. But what makes this boss very difficult and nearly impossible to complete is the amount of mobs you'll be going through, along with how the King Flan has a lot of HP. With that being said, I know I may sound crazy because I don't know if it's true or not, but I did put my difficulty, I switched it up on easy because I wanted to have such a pure playthrough on dynamic difficulty. I was playing that throughout my whole entire playthrough, and this was pretty much the first time I actually switched my game difficulty because I was just stuck on here for hours. I did end up reading like a guide article, like just to switch the difficulty. It could be easier to complete because there has some sort of scaling issue to it, because with dynamic difficulty it does scale to your skill level or whatever. Same goes for normal and hard mode as well. But I didn't know it actually applied for minigames. And the reason why I tell you to put it on easy is because this also made my Fort Condor runs as well very easy to complete and able to 100% the game. And with Fort Condor, there were times I did struggle as well on trying to just complete it because the amount of HP it scaled to. It's weird. So just put on easy regardless, just in case, because I don't know the math to how it is scaled, or I don't know if it is actually true. Just do it just in case. You don't get punished with it at all. Now, also, by the way, this is all recorded from my PlayStation gallery. I wasn't initially supposed to record this. Since I thought this was actually a very difficult minigame to do, I decided, you know what, I should save the footage and explain my strats on what I did. So what I did here, nearly this whole loadout I have right now does focus on DPS, as you see here, and also some debuffs as well. Okay, so here, this is my final loadout. This is the one that you should be looking into. So the debuffs are very, very important in this minigame because you want to do deep protect shots, which lower the defense by not a lot, but it will really help because, again, the goal is to do as much DPS as you can. You still want to have elemental weaknesses towards the enemies as well. Well, more so you'll be using a lot of fire and blizzard. For this build, I made the thunder element, or the thunder shot robot, to have kind of have a all-around build, or like one of the most important builds in the game, because of how it's most, like, in most scenarios in this minigame, it's going to be the neutral element to in a lot of cases. Also, it has the stop shot, which is the most OP thing you could use in this entire minigame. And you could use this for others as well, for the other stages and whatever. So feel free to also use this build. But the stop shot is the most important thing that you want to have because it's going to really help a lot, and you're able to actually stop the boss. So what I did here, stop shot for the elemental, or for the thunder elemental robot, also giving it a lot of HP, and giving it the haste field, which gives like a boost for boosting up your ATB, so you could sort of summon or have a lot of ATB just in case. It's like a why not situation, even though you're very limited on how many robots you're gonna summon. And then the no mental field, I think that gives buffs for your robots, especially if they're around, for what do you call it, I think for magic or maybe defense, maybe both. So it's always good to have these augmentations on your robots. And again, this is the build. I think you guys pretty much get it at this point of like where I'm trying to go for. And I also did prioritize the blizzard to have physical attacks because eventually they'll run out of the elemental shots. And I did this with other like abilities, and I felt so dumb because by the time they reached the King Flan at the last phase, I have so many robots on the field that weren't doing anything because they couldn't even attack it, so they were just right in front of it and just looking at it and not doing anything. So remember to give it physical abilities, or abilities that could eventually last long and will attack it, you know, at the end, because you're gonna be doing a lot of DPS for this particular stage. I don't know why it was like scaled to this, and this is not even considered one of the last stages in the game. The last stage was actually easier to do. And also for the portal skills, I did the offensive loadout because again, we're focusing on DPS. So let's rock with it and see how it works. So each hard mode stage does have like a gimmick, which sometimes, yeah, you can only have a limited amount of robots on the field, or sometimes you can only summon certain elemental robots. Really depends. So here, in the beginning, pretty self-explanatory is that you want to defend against the opposing elemental. So that's what we're going to be doing, and then I'm going to be summoning 2 other fire robots. If I'm not talking, again, it's pretty self-explanatory, and I'm pretty sure you'll be watching like the video on how I did it. Because really what's important is you having this build. But I was very surprised I was able to figure this out sort of on my own. I know I said that I had a whole article. I read like an article about the difficulty scaling with minigames. But other than that, I didn't really copy anyone's build. I don't know if anyone actually has this, but the stop magic is it's so good. As you see here, we just stopped the flan like, you know, a few seconds ago. So again, this is where it gets very hectic, and this is where I decide to actually use the AoEs, because I was like, this is just way too many mobs on the field. Also, by the way, the way you angle the comet is pretty tricky, because sometimes the comet will only hit the king flan, so you have to angle it to where the actual other flans are, and you'll still be able to hit both the king flan and the mob flans. Also, notice how I'm being very reserved with the electricity or the thunder elemental robots, because I also put them in an open lane so that the thunder elemental robots could slowly go up to the flan and then cast stop. I think they already casted stop on it though, but that's the strat, because it has the most important spell in our run. And see how much damage we're doing? And all the robots are already here? We're almost at its last phase already with a minute left. Normally, if things were going bad, you would only have like 30 seconds left. And this is where I decided to like kind of push it forward a bit more. And clear out the other mobs. I'm just summoning like more robots at this point to, you know, to clear out and do more damage to the king flan. Also, it got stopped again, I think, just like a few seconds ago, and then there we go, we cleared it under a minute, or after this probably. I got a little bit worried here because I did not expect the last phase to come so soon, and there you go. It's really that simple when you know the build, but the thing is, I can't confirm if the scaling with the different difficulties does change it. I don't know if minigames have a set balancing to them, regardless of difficulty you're playing on, or if the difficulty actually changes it. Because when I was playing in dynamic difficulty, this was actually like nearly impossible to do. And there you go. This is stage 2. This is stage 2, and this was the toughest one out of everything that I've played. The last stage wasn't even as tough. So I don't know. Again, I played everything on dynamic difficulty, and I had no problems with any of the stages other than this. I was stuck on this one. This was probably the hardest one, and again, if you're actually really stuck on it, play it on easy, because I really do believe that this game does have some balancing issues. So just do it for the sake of your mental health. Alright, remember, drop a like and subscribe. I hope this guide video does help, and hope you guys are informed on how to approach this. But thank you again, guys. I appreciate it. There'll be more Final Fantasy videos coming soon, helping you out, or certain reactions or highlights. It's alright, peace out, and I still gotta grind out this game.